Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are we all doing tonight? Um, it is Labor Day, the Monday of Labor Day. Everyone usually calls this the end of summer weekend. So we are going to go over tonight the 1950 MLB debut lineups up until 1989 MLB debut lineups. We are joined by two two buddies that are regulars here on the show, and we will bring them in right now. Everyone, hope you remember. We're gonna go with Mark first. What's going on, Mark?
Not a lot. How we doing, Adam?
Good, good. We're a little different than Packers and football tonight. Get you back on the baseball swing.
Well, all my Royal stuff is in my office at work, so you got to put up with the Packers background. But I am repping my Royals.
All right, all right. They're not having the best of year, but
No,
things are going to be better.
they've been pretty miserable, but there's a lot of young guys they're coming around, and they're going to be good in the next probably 3 years or so.
Benintendi got hurt, has to go through surgery in New York, so maybe it was good that he got traded.
It was good timing for that, and one of the guys that they got for him threw 8 no-hit innings the other day for one of the Royals minor league teams, so it's
Oh,
not bad.
okay, okay. Yankees always hate when they give up good pitching,
Yeah, like they don't have a lot of it to go around.
right? Bobby Witt Jr. is doing good again.
Bobby Witt Jr. has been awesome. Nick Prado has been good. Vinny Pascantino. Like I said, they've got a lot of good young players that they're going to be really solid. MJ Melendez has had a great rookie season as well.
So you're saying 3 years are going to be good. We'll have this conversation again next year, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. We had this
So.
conversation in the preseason. I told you about those same guys.
Well, I was always hoping you're wrong. That way, gives you something to be excited about. Like, yes, I didn't call all this.
Yes. They're going to be all right.
They're gonna be all right. I will talk about later off-season moves and stuff. Maybe we will have a recap of what's going on in Royal Land at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'll talk any baseball with you, dude.
And I'm sure Nebraska is going to be on your hitch level soon.
I did not watch Nebraska on Saturday because I decided I wasn't going to watch. That way they couldn't irritate me. And then they went out and won, so I'm happy. I just may not watch the rest of the season if they're going to win.
I think you'd be heartbroken if you couldn't watch Nebraska football.
I get heartbroken when I do watch Nebraska football because they keep losing by 7 points. They lost 7 straight by 1 score, so that's heartbreak right there all the time.
All right, why don't we bring in our other guest? little bit west of you there, Mark, out in LA, Mr. Jason coming back. How you doing, buddy?
Adam, I'm well, my friend. How are you doing?
Oh, we're doing, man. We're doing.
Outstanding.
So are you guys back in school yet, Jay? Are you guys started?
Yeah, we started out here about a week ago, and I'll tell you what, if today's supposed to be the end of summer, you wouldn't be able to tell me because it's about 115 degrees out here in good old Fresno, California right now.
Oh, it was rainy all day here. I was going to try and cut my grass, but I'm not cutting grass in the rain.
No way. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And I think the temperature outside said 68.
All right. Now you're rubbing it in.
That sounds beautiful.
Yep.
All right.
It was only 101 here, though, Jason.
I'm sorry?
It was only 101 here.
Oh, only 101. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Man.
hey, triple-digit company. We're still in it. That's all right.
Yeah, anytime you get over 100, it doesn't really matter how much further you go.
No.
Yep, that's true.
No.
That's true.
Unless you're doing the new measurement of fastballs in the MLB, coming out of the arm now instead of at the plate.
Yeah, right?
Or exit velocity.
So we got us 3 boys tonight on the horn, and we're going to talk about this baseball that the more you dug into it, I felt the more trickier it got. So I don't know if the key was to keep it simple or like really look into it and go, man, I like this guy, like that guy, how to cancel out this guy, how to move this guy. I'm going to start off like announcers do. I'm going to start off with the pitching matchup right away. And just to let people know at home, we are doing the 1950 MLB debut all the way up to 1989 MLB debut. We're doing the DH lineup because Oakland won the World Series. Obviously, Jay, I'm sure you remember that one very well. Living through the earthquake.
Yeah.
Game
Yep.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1989. That's
Yeah.
still the one image that still sears in my memory. Adam, is watching Giants pitcher Kelly Downs walk off of Candlestick Park holding his daughter. And by holding her, I mean actually holding her as if she was a newborn baby. That's an image that has sat with me still to this day, all these years later.
I was gonna use that picture, but I was like, people might not know what it means, like, or remember that game, or
What
I
still
remember watching
resonates
it.
with me.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mark.
I was just going to say what resonates with me is when it went off. Al Michaels and Tim McCarver were talking in the pregame, and all of a sudden everything just went to black, and they're talking between each other, trying to figure out what just happened.
Yeah, yeah.
I was waiting to see the Golden Gate Bridge go down. I mean, it almost went down. It did collapse. I mean, there were cars on it when it did collapse. The top fell onto the bottom.
You're talking about the Oakland Bay Bridge.
The Oakland Bay Bridge. Sorry, not the
That's all right. No worries.
I don't know San Francisco that well. I've never been there. But I know San Francisco does have the World Cup, and I guess in 2026, right?
They got the World Cup in 2026, and I think they're also going to be hosting the PGA Championship again, not next year, but in 2024. So,
is that Pebble?
No. It's going to be at the same place that they had it, I think, several years ago. I don't remember what the exact year was, but I know it's not going to be at Pebble, though. Pebble's a little bit further south. That's down in that's on the closer towards the Central California coast.
I want to play that course, but I'd be so scared of losing how many balls.
Oh, I know. such a beautiful course, huh?
Especially 18, just driving over the ocean. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
And then you'd probably jump in the Pacific Ocean like Happy Gilmore to get all your golf balls, wouldn't you, Adam?
No, I'm not that crazy. Because I mean, what you're shooting over that cliff is probably about 30 feet, and then you have to clear. Yeah. You have to hit the ball at least 200 yards over it just to clear it, and then you have to pray you make the fairway, which I think is another 100 yards or 50 yards after that. So I think it's like a 250 drop. I'm pretty sure that was back in the day playing PGA Tour on Sega or something like that. So anyway, I went with Sandy Koufax and Nolan Ryan as my pitchers for this interleague play game. I felt I couldn't go wrong with those two. I did have Randy Johnson up there, but one of my roles that I don't know if I told you or not, and I hope I did because I thought I typed it out, was whatever league they played in more is what league they had to go to.
Yeah.
So like Randy Johnson played 11 in the American League and 10 in the National. So he was unqualified after that because I was definitely going Nolan Ryan. You can't. But maybe you guys have a dispute on that.
I actually went with Randy Johnson in the American League. This wasn't all in the American League, but he had 5 Cy Youngs, Triple Crown, 10 All-Star games. He won a World Series, but that was with the Diamondbacks. Dude won 300 games.
I mean, you can't go wrong with anyone we pick, I believe.
Yeah. And my National League starter was Steve Carlton. 4 Cy Youngs, Triple Crown, 10 All-Star games, a couple of World Series.
And that's what makes this exciting.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's I like it. I like it. Would you guys prefer if I did a bench on these lineups, or is the honorable mention better?
Well, I mean, that I'm having a difficult time answering that question should tell you how difficult it is to answer that question. I mean, you could go bench, but then again, you put guys on the bench and then you say to yourself, well, wait a minute, why do you have, just for argument's sake, why do you have, Robin Roberts on your bench when you could just as well easily have Whitey Ford on your bench. So I don't know. It's hard to say, really.
Right.
Mhm.
Whitey Ford was an honorable mention as well for that American League.
Yep. Yeah. In fact, my National League guys obviously were mine was Sandy Koufax for all the reasons that you guys mentioned as well. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a Dodgers fan. Sandy Koufax had the most dominant 6-year stretch of any pitcher in baseball history. And, you know, a lot of people will say, well, that doesn't make Koufax great. I disagree. I call that the Kurt Warner rule. And I'm going to throw a football comparison in here. Kurt Warner was the most dominant NFL quarterback later on in life, and he played what, 8, 9 seasons? I think maybe 10. But the point being is that Kurt Warner started his career later in life and became one of the top quarterbacks in history of the NFL. Well, Sandy Koufax, during that 6-year stretch from 1961 to 1966, nobody did it better. And Koufax was great. And then Adam in the American League, for me, I had to go with I went with Whitey Ford. Whitey Ford.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, I banged my head against this and thought long and hard, but the more I looked at it, chairman of the board, he was winning 23, 24 games on a regular basis, and he was the mainstay, the anchor of those great Yankees teams in the late 50s and throughout the 60s. So Koufax for me in the National League, Whitey Ford in the American League.
All right.
Actually,
All right.
had 2 other options in the National League: Bob Gibson and Tom Seaver. They both could very easily be thrown into the argument.
And Tom Seaver's from my hometown, Fresno, California, originally.
Bob Gibson's from Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So there's but you went with Steve Carlton, Mark, and
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
and who else?
Randy Johnson in the American League. I thought about Roger Clemens, but I can't bring myself consciously to select a roid guy or somebody who appears to be a roid guy.
Oh, then I might get yelled at later.
No, you won't get yelled at, but I know who you're probably looking at.
Well, we're going to do the National League lineup first, and I went with Pete Rose leading off. Can't beat his hits, 4,000 hits.
What position do you have in that?
I have him at first.
Okay. My leadoff, I've got Tim Raines in left field, and a lot of that, Raines was good, don't get me wrong, but a lot of that was the Barry Bonds thing, and I couldn't bring myself to put Pete Rose in there either. Those two both could have easily been left fielders, but I picked Raines, and with his stolen bases, he would be a good leadoff hitter. He had 294 in his career, 7 All-Star games, All-Star MVP, won a couple World Series.
Right. Tim Raines was on my list of honorable mentions for sure. Looking at that stolen base and the leadoff, there probably wasn't a better leadoff hitter on that team. Yes, he was an honorable mention, but I took Pete Rose as a player. That was a manager. That's a whole different story. And maybe one day the Hall will break that up and be able to dispute that. But
right.
Because as a player, that man deserved to be in the Hall.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. No one will disagree with you on that.
But as a manager, no.
Yeah. So my leadoff guy was simply put the greatest leadoff hitter in the history of the game, and that's Ricky Henderson.
No, this is American National League.
Oh, National League. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. My National League guy, probably I went with Jackie Robinson.
He was before 1950 there, Jason.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What list am I looking at here then? My bad. Yeah, you're right. Robinson debuted in 1947. My bad.
47, correct, yes.
Yeah.
I know that because of the last show.
Yeah. That's good. Hold on a second. Let me pull my list back up here.
Jason had a busy weekend going to LA Dodger games all weekend, so I can't blame him for go all LA right now.
I threw my voice out, almost threw my voice out, heckling Manny Machado to the ends of the earth, man.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was funny. I mean, Manny is a talented player, but he's the guy that everybody loves to hate. So
Yep.
you can't go wrong with that. All right, pulling up my list here now for my top leadoff hitters. Hold on, guys. Sorry, just my computer's going really slow.
My honorable mention for first base though was Willie McCovey.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with Willie Mack. Can't go wrong with him.
I don't.
Yeah, I've got him,
Is
but
that who
he's
you
way-
really wanted as your leadoff guy, there, Jay?
I'm sorry.
Is that who you put as your leadoff?
Yeah. You know what? Actually, yeah. Let's go Willie McCovey with leadoff. I think for some reason I'm not finding my list here, so give me just another second. But yeah, we'll go Willie McCovey. I mean, hard to argue with his credentials. One of the top players at his position, and yeah, he was. In fact, funny you mentioned that because Sandy Koufax was once asked. I think if I'm correct in this, he was once asked, "What's the best way to pitch to Willie McCovey?" And he said, "Just roll the ball on the ground and hope he doesn't hit it." That's how good of that's how good of a hitter Willie Mack was. So yeah, I'll go with McCovey.
Ooh, Mark, I almost had to correct you, but then you corrected me. Tim Raines was more on the National League. I'm sorry. I was putting him in the American League
Yeah, his years with the Expos.
because I always think Tim Raines. I always think of the White Sox. I always think of the Athletics for a little bit. So
That's because you're young.
huh?
That's because you're way younger than I am.
Well, I'm not that much younger than you.
How old are you?
43.
Yeah, I got 10 years on you.
Oh no! Ooh. Once we turn 20, once we turn 21, we're all the same age.
Yeah, there you go.
We can all be at the same place having a good time.
I'm just messing with you.
Actually, that's not true because I guess in LA now they opened a bar of 30 and older.
Really?
Yeah,
I heard about that.
I just heard about it on the radio the other day, and they said it's more like so you can actually talk to people and not hear the blaring music, and they play the music at a tempo like people can still talk. So It sounded like a pretty cool place, actually.
You know, Adam, if you're still compiling that honorable mention list or that bench, I would also like to add on there Richie Ashburn of the Philadelphia Phillies. He was one of the great contact hitters that played the game. He led the National League in stolen bases once, but he did it as a rookie. Did win 2 batting titles, was an All-Star 6 times. Really, I think kind of flew under the flew under the radar because he played during the same era as Willie Mays, Duke Snyder.
48, Jay, 48. 48.
What am I missing out here, man?
48. Debuted in 1948.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, my bad. Sorry.
That's why I didn't make my list either.
All right, no worries. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, like April 20th, 1948 for the Phillies. And then he retired September 30th, 1962 for the Mets.
You guys
I
were
gotta
talking about
I
William.
gotta be on my game today. I don't like it.
Yeah, just because I'm not.
That's all right. That's all right. All
You
right.
guys were talking about Willie McCovey. I've got him further down in my lineup, but he is my
Okay.
first baseman.
Okay. This is where it gets interesting. I have Clemente batting second.
It's a good choice.
3,000 hit, last hit of his career, 317 batting average. Go back and look at that arm. That arm was a gun and a half. Couldn't really, too many people were not running on that arm.
Hmm.
Where'd he go?
I've got
15
Joe
All-Star
Morgan.
games, 2 World Series titles.
There you
Sorry,
go.
I have it on two
You're
different.
good.
I made my list on 2 different lists so I could actually try and read the damn thing.
That's working. I've got Joe
All right.
Morgan batting second, second baseman from the Reds, 2 MVPs, 10 All-Star games, 5 Gold Gloves, 3 World Series titles, 689 stolen bases. So I figure with him following Tim Raines, you're going to get off to a pretty good start and have some people on base.
Should be. Jay?
Yeah, let me try this again. I'm actually going to go with I'm actually going to go with the guy who coined the phrase "Let's play two," Ernie Banks.
Ernie Banks playing short.
Yep, Ernie Banks playing short. Chicago Cubs. Like I said, the guy that coined the phrase "Let's play two." 512 career home runs, a career batting average 274, which is pretty darn good. Over 1,636 career RBIs. The guy had an all-time career WAR of 67.7, which doesn't sound good, but this was in the era before they were measuring WAR. But the thing that you look at with Ernie Banks' career was just consistent all across the board. He always played hard, always played. He gave it all out of the field, and so I'm going Ernie Banks with my pick.
Okay,
That's good.
Yeah,
I went with Ernie Banks batting third.
Oh, okay.
Shortstop, 274 average. Jay just told you everything. Did you mention 14 All-Star games?
No, I did not. Sorry.
14 All-Star games, 2 times NL MVP.
I was just going to say,
one
MVP,
Gold Glove.
I've got Willie Mays batting third. 301 average, 660 home runs, 1,909 RBI, couple MVPs, 24 All-Star games.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's all right. He did okay.
Yeah.
I've got him playing center field. 12 Gold Gloves also, by the way.
I got to keep track of this because, sometimes people have the same guys and they've already said their stats.
Yeah, right.
I'll try not to repeat you guys.
So why? We obviously, these are all these are all homemade lineups. So it's where we think they'd fit in well in the lineup.
Right.
Jay, who you got batting third?
Who I have batting third? I have the guy that actually is the only player still in baseball history to win an MVP award in both the American and the National League. His name is Frank Robinson, and before he played with the Baltimore Orioles, he debuted with the Cincinnati Reds.
Yes, he did.
Got him batting third. His career numbers: 586 career home runs, 2,943 hits, and again, still the only player to win an MVP in 2 different leagues. And let's also not forget about the fact that he was the first black manager in Major League Baseball. He was a player manager with the Cleveland Indians in, I think it was 1972, if I'm not too much mistaken, or 76, one of those years. But, Frank Robinson batting third when he debuted with the Reds, man.
Good choice.
And he did win a Manager of the Year award.
Yep. He a 14-time All-Star. He 2-time World Series champion, 66 and 70. Yeah, 2 MVPs, World Series MVP. Won the Triple Crown in 1966. He was a Gold Glove Award winner in 58. Yep, Frank Robinson batting third.
I have the second home run leader batting fourth, Hank Aaron. Batted 305. Nice. He's my DH. 305, 755 home runs, 3,771 hits, 25 All-Star games, 1 World Series, and my pen blanked out. Looks like 2 Gold Gloves.
Mm-hmm.
But I have him on the bench batting DH.
And who is that?
Okay.
Hank Aaron.
Okay. Yeah, he was okay too.
Yeah, he was on.
My number 4 hitter, I've got Mike Schmidt, the third baseman from the Phillies. 3 MVPs, 12 All-Star games, 10 Gold Gloves. He won a World Series, much to my chagrin. 548 home runs and almost 1,600 RBI.
I almost had 500 home run. I was a row away from it when it happened, but I was like 9 years old and had no clue what was going on.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like it hit like right probably 6-7 seats away from me, and there was like 35 people scrounging for the ball, and I'm not a tall guy, so I was a itsy bitsy little thing. I might have got it. Who knows if I would have actually like tried, because I'm a little scrawny thing. But anyway.
Of all the games that I've been to, the only ball that I've even been close to was a foul ball hit by Mickey Klutz during pregame warmups between the Royals and the A's. So not quite Mike Smith's 500th home run, but a Mickey Klutz batting practice hit. That'll work.
I'll take it. But yeah, that's just one of those moments that just sticks in your head that you can't get rid of.
Yep.
Jay, who you got batting fourth?
Batting fourth, I've got Eddie Matthews of the old Milwaukee Braves. He
Eddie
debuted.
Matthews, isn't he an older guy?
He is debuted in 1952, actually, for the Boston Braves. Oh, you know what? The Boston Braves, I think, were an American League team back then. So I'll probably have to take him off that list. Let's go with my other honorable
Wait,
mention.
hold on. It depends who he played for more. Who
Oh,
was
he
it
played
again?
Eddie Matthews. He was Hank Aaron's teammate in Milwaukee, and then made that move with him when the Braves moved from Milwaukee to Atlanta. But he actually debuted with the Braves when they were in Boston, Adam. This was back in 1952 for the Boston Braves.
Yeah, but if he played for the National League more,
He did. Yeah, he did.
yeah, because that's okay. That's a good guy. That's a good.
Yeah.
one.
Okay, good. I'm right then. Woohoo! So yeah, 12-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion. And if you don't know who that number 41 number is, retired by the Braves, that's Eddie Matthews. Obviously, he's a Hall of Famer and teamed with Hank Aaron to give the Braves a lot of run production back in the day.
Didn't he and Davey Johnson hit like 40 home runs in the same season one year?
Yeah, they did.
He has 512 total home runs. So,
And
they had some bomb hitters on that team. They were like the Yankees, huh?
Yeah. No, yeah. When the Braves back in the day, man, when the Braves had Matthews and when they had Hank Aaron, they were one of the best. And they also had Warren Spahn anchoring that pitching staff. So
should have they won more than one World Series?
They should have. I don't think they did. Well, they might have.
Well, I mean, it says Hank Aaron won one.
Yeah.
Yep. It's kind of like the 90s Braves.
I didn't write down the year. I didn't write down the year, though.
It's like the 90s Braves. You would have thought they would have won more than that.
Yeah, right?
Well, no, this guy won 2 World Series, one in '68 with the Tigers. Obviously, Hank Aaron didn't play for the Tigers, but
All right.
So Eddie Matthews won one with the Braves and the Tigers. Gotcha.
Yep.
I have Barry Bonds batting 5th. I know we got some asterisks, and Mark kind of laughed. He was talking about this a little bit before.
Yeah, like I said before the show, I can't bring myself to bring any of the roid guys in there. And I know that nothing has been proven on him, but just the size of his head from when he came in to when he finished up, that's what gets me. But we're at fifth spot in the batting order, correct?
We're in the 5th.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where I've got Hank Aaron, who is the true all-time home run leader.
This is always going to be this is always going to be a debate. It doesn't
and
matter.
I'll let it go right there.
What's that?
That he's the home run leader.
Oh.
He had an MVP, 25 All-Star games. I think you covered some of his stuff earlier.
Yeah, he is my number 4 guy.
Yep.
Yeah, 1 World Series, 3 Gold Gloves.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, Jay?
I kind of went a different route, and I actually chose Craig Biggio of the Houston Astros. So remember, the Astros used to play in the National League for a long time before they were moved to the American League because of realignment. And Craig Biggio, a guy I actually saw play. Now, look, I know there's a lot of other guys more deserving of this spot in the lineup, Adam, but when you look at Craig Biggio's numbers, I think he's in the Hall of Fame, but we truly don't consider how great of a player he was. And also consider this too, Adam. He was a 7-time All-Star at, I believe it was 5 different positions. He was an All-Star at catcher, at shortstop, at left field, at second base as well. So he is one of only, I think, 2 or 3 players in the history of the game to go to earn an All-Star berth at 3 or more different positions. He won 4 Gold Glove awards from 94 to 97, 5-time Silver Slugger award. Obviously, the 7-time All-Star in 91, 92, and then 94 to 98. But over 3,060 hits, 291 home runs. 1,175 runs batted in. This guy was one of the most versatile players, and he also played during the height of that steroids era. And he was one of the few guys, wasn't mentioned on any lists, did it the right way, played it clean and hard. I watched this guy on a daily basis. He was a gamer. I loved watching him play. So for my money, I put Craig Biggio. And yes, I know other guys deserve to be there who are better than him. But for me, Craig Biggio.
Hated watching him play.
If I remember right, didn't he get
No,
thrown
I'm
out?
just
Didn't
kidding.
he get thrown out
Biggio's
trying to
great.
stretch a single into a double on his 3,000th hit?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I have an
kidding.
even better
Biggio
3,000th hit coming up for you.
Was it Biggio? The Killer Bees.
Biggio, Bagwell.
Yeah, the Killer Bees were
Berkman.
they were Craig Biggio, Derek Bell, Jeff Bagwell, and I think there was some other guy too. Lance Berkman. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, the Killer Bees, and then they had Mike Scott, Nolan Ryan. I know that they weren't all together at the same time, but I mean, just then they had them ugly jerseys.
I love it.
A lot of people like them now, but I didn't like them when they came out. The orange, the white, the orange, and the weird sun color yellow.
The beer league softball uniforms.
Yes. I have Willie Mays batting next.
All right.
At my 6th spot. I mean, that's a dangerous little corner there.
Mm-hmm.
You get Mays, you get. I mean,
Right.
don't get any easier on my next pick either.
I've got Johnny Bench batting 6th at catcher. 389 home runs, 2 MVPs, Rookie of the Year, 14 All-Star games, 10 Gold Gloves, won a World Series. And he sprayed a lot of Krylon spray paint over the years.
The 10 Gold Gloves as a catcher is what impresses me the most about Johnny Bench. The batting average is not what impressed me.
No, 267 for his career.
265 or 267, whatever it was.
Yep.
Or he batted 289. I'm sorry. But that wasn't that. I don't know. I got him maybe a little lower.
Yeah, and he finished up at third base because his knee started to give out. But that happens with catchers.
Yep.
Who you got batting there in that spot there, Jay?
Oh, I got Mike Piazza.
Piazza.
Yep. I had to go Mike Piazza. Sorry.
What year did he come in?
Mike Piazza came into the league in 93. He was one of like 4 or 5 LA Dodgers that won consecutive Rookie of the Year awards.
89, Jay. 89.
Oh, whoops.
Take Johnny Bench, Jay.
No, Piazza's debut was. Oh wait, I messed up again, didn't I, Adam? I'm sorry.
Yeah, 1989 debut, buddy. I was looking up for. I was looking at him too. I'm like, unless Jay saw something I didn't see.
No. It's okay. Well then, you know what? It's hard to argue with Mark's pick. I got to defer to Johnny Bench then.
I just don't have him batting that high.
Another one that I thought about at catcher was Gary Carter.
Gary Carter, he was my honorable mention in that spot for sure.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, Keith Hernandez was a first baseman too. Could have been mentioned on there. Darryl Strawberry, if no one put him in the lineup.
Right.
Mookie Wilson. I don't know. Maybe even Lenny Dykstra would have made some lineups. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I went too far. I went 39 years, and unfortunately, it's the era that we actually got to see, kind of. So this is what made this whole thing so difficult.
Right.
But I went Mike Schmidt batting. What is that? So what are we on, the 6th spot? 7th spot?
7. My 7th spot is Willie McCovey. We've already talked about him.
Yeah, what was it, 24 All-Star games or something in a row? Or
Willie McCovey was 6 All-Star games, but he had 521 home runs, 1,555 runs batted in, hit 270 over his career.
Yeah, we're going to look back and go, how did these guys not make the list?
Yeah.
Jay, who you got batting seventh?
All right. Well, he probably doesn't deserve to bat seventh, but I have your boy Bob Clemente, Roberto Clemente, batting seventh. Yeah, I should have put him higher up in the lineup on my list, but 3,000 hits, just fantastic player. Had a cannon, actually, correction, had a howitzer for an arm in right field. Got to go with Roberto
How mad
Clemente.
were Dodgers when they let him go?
Well, you know what? I can't tell you because I was born in 1975.
I just always wondered, was that something they still talked about? I mean, I'm sure that comes up every once in a while.
You know, Adam, it does come up on occasion, especially when people don't know a lot about Branch Rickey, because Branch Rickey obviously is associated with integrating MLB with Jackie Robinson, but a lot of people don't realize that Branch Rickey actually created the minor league, major league farm system that still exists to this day, when he was an executive with the St. Louis Cardinals. And Branch Rickey was a very, very, very good scout. And when he saw Clemente, when Rickey went from Brooklyn to the Pittsburgh Pirates and became their executive, he saw a lot of that talent, that raw natural talent that Clemente had. But obviously it just it didn't work out. And look, the Dodgers have so many other great players in their franchise's history that I think that any type of animosity there may be over them not getting Clemente doesn't really exist.
Okay. All right, batting eighth. I know you went with Joe Morgan and Biggio, and I went with Ryan Sandberg. Batting eighth. 285, 2,386 hits, 10 All-Star games, 8 Gold Gloves, and of course his number is retired in Chicago. Obviously, we know there's no World Series with him, and
Yeah.
You feel that holds them back a little bit, them Cubs, because there's no World Series in there?
I think I've only got. I was thinking about this earlier. I think I've only got one guy on any of my teams. Two guys that make that three. Three guys that never won a World Series, and they're all in the American League apparently. So that does make a difference. My number 8 spot, I'm kind of holding for the DH since there was no DH in the National League during these years. I looked up a couple of things. Hal McRae actually started with the Reds, but since you're doing the league where they played more, that he's not going to count because he was Royal most of the time. So I looked it up.
Make that switch to the American League then, there, Marcus?
No, there's another DH over there. He was still better than McRae. I looked it up. Pedro Guerrero was the first National League DH in an All-Star game. That happened in 1989. And Dan Dreesen of the Reds was the first National League DH in the World Series. That was in 1976 against the Yankees. So for me, I guess it would be a toss-up between those two guys.
Would you go Guerrero or would you go?
I think Guerrero probably had the better overall career. And he would be more fitted to be a DH.
A lot of people forget about that Montreal team.
And the Dodgers.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Started out in L.A. as a third baseman, wasn't he, Jay?
Yeah, started out as a third baseman and then eventually got shifted over to first base.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that would be my 8-hitter is the DH.
Gina said, "What's up, guys?"
What's up?
Told her to pop in if she wants.
Yeah.
Tell her she just missed Willie McCovey.
I'm going to text her that real quick.
All right.
Jay, who'd you pick in that A spot?
The 8th spot, I got Maury Wills. Debuted in the late 50s, played during the height of the Dodgers dynasties in the late 50s, early 60s. Helped the team win 3 world championships. Now, he usually batted leadoff. The reason why I bumped him down this far in the lineup is because you need good production at the bottom of your, well, you need good production anywhere in your lineup. But the reason I bumped him down this far was because I just had a heck of a time finding somebody else to stick in that number 8 spot. So,
Who was it?
Maury Wills, so the Dodgers.
Oh, I looked at Maury Willis. I looked at him.
Yeah, his greatest, I mean, he was a great all-around player. He won 2 Gold Gloves, but his greatest year was 1962 when he broke Ty Cobb's stolen base record, swiped 104 that season, and he also won the MVP award that year, I think.
Real quick, our San Francisco rep, she just left this as a little message, guys.
Yeah.
Way to go, Gina.
Nice.
That's a good call right there.
And then she ended up getting this guy too.
Oh, I saw that he might miss the first week or 2.
Oh.
He has an undisclosed injury.
Gina, you listening? We got undisclosed injury and possibility coming up for Lazard.
He's going to be good, though. Everybody's going to get their touches.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 9th, I went Johnny Bench. I told you I had him later. I just had him batting 9th.
It's kind of a stacked lineup when you got Johnny Bench batting 9th, isn't it?
It's kind of nice.
I've got Ozzie Smith down there playing shortstop.
There it is. I was wondering if anyone had Ozzie.
The guy couldn't hit a whole lot, but he had 15 All-Star games, 13 Gold Gloves, and won a World Series with the 82 Cardinals.
That defense was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the backflip.
That was a classic. That's one of the biggest things Ozzie will be remembered for. That and the home run against Tom Niedenfuhr.
You had to bring that up.
Because he didn't do a whole. He did not hit a lot of home runs.
Wasn't that his only left-handed home run?
It
was the only one at the time, anyway.
It was the only one at the time. Yeah. I want to say he did it like way back in the late 70s when he debuted with the Padres, but I can't be too precise on that.
That was in the 85 championship series.
Yep.
Jay, who you got 9th?
Batting 9th, I have Tony Gwynn, debuted with the San Diego Padres in 1983. Kind of hard to dispute this guy. Other than George Brett, greatest hitter of his generation, 3,141 hits. Didn't hit for a lot of power, but Gwynn did need to hit for power. He had the greatest eye of any hitter that I've ever seen in my short time on this earth. Won 8 batting champions, was a 15-time All-Star, won 7 Silver Slugger awards, and yeah.
I guess Gina's responding to Lazard.
I think that's about Lazard, not Tony Gwynn.
No, Tony Gwynn. Never judge a book by its cover, right?
Yeah, the dude looks like me, but he was still hitting 300 every year.
Wasn't that his like saying right off the bat? Never judge a book by its cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, one of the best hitters in the game.
Yep.
Obviously not good enough for me and Mark to have him in the lineup.
Hey, when you got Hank Aaron in right field, how can you argue with Tony Gwynn either, though?
Right. I mean, like another mention would be Willie Stargell, Bill Mazeroski, Dave Parker, Barry Larkin, Andre Dawson. We mentioned. What about? And we all forgot about Dale Murphy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Dale Murphy.
Robin Yount, Paul Molitor.
They're American League guys.
Yeah.
Brewers were in the American League back then.
Yep, in the 80s
Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brewers made the jump to the National League in the early 90s.
Didn't they switch places with the Astros?
They did, yeah.
Yep.
The Astros took their place in the American League. Milwaukee took their place in the NL.
Is that gonna mess you up, Adam?
Probably. Not really. I mean, the American League stacked as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Yount and Molitor were both really good, though.
I did not know that. Every time I've talked to Chase Stu, he never said that.
Sweet.
What's that?
Sweet. They actually went to their first World Series in '82 against the Cardinals.
That's
I
what
mean,
makes it.
Molitor had some outrageous number of hits in that series.
Yep.
All right, I'm not gonna let that mess me up. But I did have him on the
Good.
I did have him on the National League bench. Closer. I went with Lee Smith.
Not bad.
Um,
What was it? 385 in saves or something. I thought I wrote them down, but apparently I didn't. I wrote down the other guy, but didn't write down this guy.
hold on, I got to check and see if my closer's eligible. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. So the top closer I went with all time for me was Raleigh Fingers. And I'm not saying that just because my dad grew up with Raleigh Fingers as a kid. They were boyhood friends. But before Raleigh played in the American League with Milwaukee, he was he started. Oh, I'm sorry, I messed that one up, Adam. My bad. He started off with the A's. He did play with the Padres in the National League. So let me go ahead and defer then to Bruce Sutter. I have a backup there, and that's Bruce Sutter. Played with the Cubs and the Cardinals and the Braves. He had a splitter that was just flat out nasty. In fact, Adam, go ahead and move Raleigh Fingers to my list of American League closers, and I'll keep Bruce Sutter as my NL closer.
I'm not moving anything yet. We're not there yet.
Well, I'm putting it in your head, man. Don't forget it. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Bruce Sutter. For a National League closer.
All right.
All right. I had Hoyt Wilhelm, but it turns out that I wasn't aware of the years thing. He played 10 years in the National League, 13 in the American. He had 228 saves, 2 ERA titles, including 1 as a reliever, which is really saying something because that means he's throwing a lot of innings out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
But since he was mostly American League, I will go with Bruce Sutter as well.
All right. Yeah, I thought I told you the rules. I probably said it while we were like ending of a conversation, and
you probably did, and we just ignored you.
Yeah.
You guys, we're good at that.
Yeah, well, it's all good. We're getting it on the fly here. I just changed out Frank Robinson. It's no big deal.
Jay, you good?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Sorry,
I know my phone's going.
Yeah, you're letting us look at the ceiling for a minute.
Yeah, right. Beautiful ceiling there, huh?
It's great.
Oh man. So Jay, I got to know, did you guys do the Walk of Fame or anything?
No, I've seen the Walk of Fame about 30 or 40 gazillion times. Plus, it was so hot out there. By the time I got out there, I would have been like a snow cone in Phoenix. So I would have melted, man. So we just decided to go to the game, and we did a couple of other things indoors, and then that was it. We came back home.
Okay. I never been to LA, so I imagine riding down, what is that, Rio Grande or whatever?
Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
It's one of those places on your bucket list, like you just have to do once, and that's probably enough.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then you got to go to the Grauman's Chinese Theater, and then put your hands down in the handprints where John Wayne and Dean Martin and Desi Arnaz put theirs. Yeah, you got to do that.
I'll have to let you know if I'm ever out there. Yeah, like if I ever go, I want to do the 5 for 5. I want to knock out every stadium up and down the coast there.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
So, and then probably stop at SoFi too, so it'd be 6 for 6.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the time to do it would be like try and get World Cup tickets and go to a game, and then, if you're gonna spend money, you might as well do it right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So batting off, lead off, I went with Ricky Henderson.
I have no argument with that at all.
Some people have him as like one of the top 10 of all time.
Yeah, 1,400 stolen bases. He's so far ahead of everybody else. It's not even funny.
Right.
He's got an MVP, 2 All-Star games, 2 World Series. He won a Gold Glove. Almost 300 home runs. I don't know how many of those were batting leadoff, but that's a crazy number of those as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can't go wrong. I don't think.
No, and I went with Ricky Henderson also, greatest leadoff hitter in the history of the game.
Yep.
I see 2,100 walks, almost 2,200 walks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And actually, Mark mentioned that he went with Tim Raines in the National League. Something you may not know, Adam, is that Tim Raines actually had a higher career stolen base percentage ratio than Ricky Henderson did.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think Tim Raines, his successful stolen base ratio was at 95 or 96%. Ricky Henderson was 93%. But the only reason why Ricky's considered the greatest is because Ricky ran more and stole a lot more. But Tim Raines, from a percentage standpoint, was actually more successful at stealing bases.
So Raines was more of a, I'm going to pick my own spot, and Henderson was, I'm going to run on everyone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everyone, every time.
Yep.
Did you go Henderson too, Mark, or what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah, Henderson lead off easy.
Nice. And here's where we're different. I went Wade Boggs, batting second, playing third.
Okay.
I know Mark's going to go with, well, whenever you get to your third baseman, you're not going to leave your third baseman.
It's not going to be Wade Boggs, no.
3,010 hits, 12 All-Star games, World Series, and 8 Silver Sluggers. Like I said, I didn't want to keep second guessing myself, or I would have had to use scratch off list like I was playing Scrabble.
Right.
But yes, George Brett was definitely an honorable mention on my bench. Maybe running off of it because of Pine Tar.
Well, stuff happens. It's either that or you take a bat back in the tunnel and you beat up a garbage can or a toilet. He did that too. My number 2 hitter is Rod Carew. I've got him playing second base. 328 career average, 18 All-Star games, 7 batting titles. He had an MVP and a Rookie of the Year. Batted .388 in 1977. Most people remember him as a first baseman, but he did start out at second base.
Did you get the 7 times batting champ?
Yes.
18 All-Star games?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I just want to make sure I don't have to read that later on my list. I might have him on there. I'm not going to say
he might be.
I knew the stats pretty quick.
Yeah.
He might be on there. Let's not rush things, though.
The potential is there.
Jay?
Yeah, I went with Paul Molitor for mine.
There it is.
Yep. Boom. Got to get Paul Molitor on there. One of the greatest 2-strike hitters to play the game, and was really,
Yeah.
I mean, he could do it all.
23 years with the Brewers, I think.
He played a lot of years with the Brewers.
A lot of years with the Brewers, and then he jumped ship and went to Toronto, and then helped the Blue Jays win the World Series in '93. I don't think he was on that '92 team, but he was definitely on the '93 club.
He played for Minnesota too.
Yeah, that's right. He actually finished his career with Minnesota, and then eventually wound up managing the Twins at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
I got the kid batting third.
Nice.
That center fielder. I don't even really have to say much, do I?
No, we agree there as well. I kind of thought about Mickey Mantle, but I couldn't argue with the defense that you get out of Ken Griffey.
No, 13 All-Star games, 7 Silver Sluggers, 10 Gold Gloves, 630 home runs in your third spot. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Are you going Griffey too, Mark?
Yes, I am.
Jay, who you got?
I got Ken Griffey as well.
Yeah, he definitely put Seattle on a map.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And those jerseys, I like those. I like that teal jersey too.
Oh yeah.
Those are one of my favorite jerseys. Cleanup. I went with Mickey Mantle. I know, Mark, you just said his name. I don't know if you made your list or not.
No, he did not.
Really?
Nope.
Mickey Mantle, what do we got? 23 All-Star games, it looks like. 7 World Series championships. 298. Slugging was 557. 536 home runs, 1,509 RBIs. Pretty good stats across the board for Mickey Mantle. I understand that he grew up and played for those Bombers, and yeah, they hit a lot.
Yeah, they did. They had a lot of really good players at that point.
7 World Series, what tells me this guy could be a potential good leader on this team.
Yeah, be all right. My 4th hole, I've got Eddie Murray, first base from the Baltimore Orioles.
Cleveland Indians.
For the most part, Orioles, Indians, Dodgers. He got around a little bit, but 504 home runs, 1,900 RBI, 8 All-Star games, 1 a World Series, 3 Gold Gloves, Rookie of the Year. Never really liked to talk to the press, but you know, you can't fault him for that.
Was he like a Marshawn Lynch?
Eddie was, I don't know. He always just looked like he was angry at everything. But then, this is really random, but today I was watching Bob Uecker's Hall of Fame speech, and they kept cutting to a shot of Eddie Murray, and he's laughing his ass off at Bob Uecker. And I'm like, that's the first time I've ever seen Eddie Murray smile. And it was good.
Right.
But he was a great player.
Was that today? Or are you watching like
No, I was watching.
I was like, wait a minute. I thought Bob Uecker got in. I thought it was like,
yeah, he's been in for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just watching highlights of it today.
Jay, who you got cleanup?
I got Harmon Killebrew. The Killer is my cleanup hitter. Minnesota Twins.
Kansas City Royals.
And Kansas City Royals.
Yep.
He batted 199 his final season for the Royals.
He was already going to make the Hall of Fame anyway, right?
Yeah, he had an edge.
Oh yeah, he was well on his way to the Hall of Fame by the time he finished up with KC.
His KC years actually hurt him probably.
Yeah, like it's a shame. Like everyone remembers that final year, and everyone's like, "Does he deserve to get in? Does it? Look at the boss. Look at Jerome Bettis in his final year. His yards per carry went way down, and they're saying that that's what kept him out of the Hall of Fame for a while because it was, he decided to keep playing instead of just giving up.
Yep.
Well, even guys on this list, you look at Mike Schmidt's final year, he was horrible, and he finally just quit.
He was. He only played I don't even think he played the whole season the final year.
No, he played a couple months maybe not even.
I thought it was like 8. I thought it was like 35, 40 games, and he's like,
yeah.
Fuck this.
Yeah.
I mean, he was already going.
Like, I'm done
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, batting 5th, I went Rod Carew, batting 328.
Nice. I've got Reggie Jackson batting 5th. I was going to go with Frank Robinson, but he had the 11 years in the National League and 10 in the American. So I went with Reggie. He got an MVP, 14 All-Star games. He won 5 World Series, 563 home runs, almost 1,800 RBI.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah, he was all right.
Mr. October.
Right.
Even though it sounds like they should have gave that name the Mantle. Except for the World Series.
Yeah.
Yogi Berra.
Oh. Did you know Yogi Berra's son played for the Pirates?
Yes, I did. Did you know he was one of the 85 cocaine boys during the Pittsburgh drug trials? Yeah, Dale Berra was one of them. Dale Berra and Rod Scurry were the leaders of that group. I just watched that the other day too.
You have way too much time on your hands.
Well, when your wife works 16-hour shifts on a holiday weekend, you got some time to kill.
You've had a hell of a summer, Mark. You've done a lot of traveling.
We spent a couple weeks in Alaska, and that was
the best thing that we've ever done. For that weekend too.
Yeah,
you went over there for a concert. Jay, you've done some traveling too. You went. Yep. Well, I mean, all I know, but you went down to LA, which is still what, 2 hours, 2.5.
No, LA for me is closer to 4.5, 5 hours.
Still a drive and a half, especially then
Yeah.
you got to sit in all that shithead traffic.
Yes, sirree.
Unless you know your way around, is there sideways around it?
There are sideways around it. The route that I usually like to go is I usually like to take the 101 freeway that connects Highway 99 to Highway 46, and then 46 goes to 101, which goes through Santa Barbara. That tends to be a little bit easier to drive. It adds about 35 minutes to my travel, but if it means I don't get caught up in that snarl of traffic as much, then I will gladly take it.
I agree.
Your trip
Yeah.
to LA is about like my trip to Denver.
Ah,
It's about 3.5, 4 hours, and if I take a back way in, it makes me feel a whole lot better about it.
yeah.
All right, Jay, who you got batting fifth, bud?
Okay. Mark's going to be proud of me. I got George Brett batting fifth, baby.
Very good.
Yep. I still remember that season when he batted, what was it, Mark? Was it 391 or 395?
It's 390.
390. Thank you. Yeah. That season when he batted 390, one of the greatest offensive seasons that still never gets talked about enough. I don't know why, but George Brett, I mean, God, this guy could do it all, and Mark can vouch for that.
Yeah.
Because whenever you hear George Brett, you just think of pine tar.
Right?
Unfortunately, like every commercial you see him running out of the dugout, whether it's, I mean, I haven't seen a George Brett commercial in a long time, but that was what he normally did because it showed like excitement.
Well, you
Yeah.
gotta.
Yeah.
That's one of the things he was remembered for. The other thing a lot of people remember is the 1980 World Series when he had hemorrhoids. They pulled him out of one of the games late in the game because of the hemorrhoids were bothering him, and he had some work done. And they interviewed him before the next game, and he said, "My problems are all behind me now." I thought that was pretty cool.
Little preparation H, huh?
That's right.
Right?
But the guy he got 13 All-Star games, won a World Series, won a Gold Glove, and he is, to this day, still the only player to win a batting title in 3 different decades.
That's right. 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s, correct?
Yep. 76, 1980, and 1990.
Yep. That's right.
That's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
And he also has a brother named Ken Brett who pitched for the Chicago White Sox for a number of years.
Ken Brett actually pitched for 11 or 12 different teams.
He pitched for 11 different teams,
including the Royals.
Yep, including the Royals. Ken Brett was around the block for a while.
Yeah, his last 2 seasons he was in Kansas City. During the 1980 World Series, I remember one of the announcers asking him what he would throw to George Brett if he was pitching to him, and he said the rosin bag.
That's good.
So the sense of humor runs in the family, guys.
Yeah, right.
And I talked about Craig Biggio's 3,000th hit getting thrown out, trying to stretch it into a double. George Brett's 3,000th hit, he got picked off first base.
Oh, okay.
So what, he rounded it too far, or?
No, he just was standing there talking to the first baseman, and they picked him off.
Oh. Oops.
Yeah. Stuff happens.
This is where I kind of threw a little curveball because I remember the chase. I went first baseman Mark McGwire batting sixth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of home runs over the years for him.
Yeah.
It's another guy whose body changed a lot over the years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he admitted it, though.
Yeah.
He still went to 12 All-Star games.
Rookie of the year.
I think he finished at 583 home runs, I think. Something like in that number.
Somewhere in that neighborhood. I'd have to look.
Yeah, I thought I wrote it down somewhere, but I guess either it's chicken scratch on here or I can't make it out.
I'll take a look real quick.
Because I started looking at Harmon Killebrew as my other first baseman. But
Ah,
Oakland won the World Series that year too, so I figured it would be fitting to have a hometown player.
You are correct. 583 home runs.
Okay. That was a good guess.
I've got George Brett batting in the 6 hole.
Just had the big conversation on George. Hope everyone remembered.
That's right.
Jason,
Yeah.
fifth.
All right. So the guy I have batting in the sixth hole is Carl Yastrzemski of the Boston Red Sox, more affectionately known as Yaz.
Mm-hmm.
Adam,
Got a
you probably
pretty good grandson plan.
Yes, he
Mike
does.
plays for the Giants. But Adam, you probably remember that Miguel Cabrera most recently won the American League Triple Crown for the Detroit Tigers. I think it was back in 2016. But before Miguel Cabrera, Carl Yastrzemski was the last American League player to win the Triple Crown. Won it in 1967.
I did not
And-
know.
Mhm.
Yep. Triple Crown in 67, was the MVP that year, 18-time All-Star, 7-time Gold Glove Award winner, 3-time AL batting champion, and a partridge in a pear tree. Yeah, Carl Yastrzemski, my number 6 hitter. I wish Tom were here to hear. I wish Tom was here to hear me say that.
He might be listening. Who knows?
Right?
I think Yaz is still the all-time leader in games played, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
So he played for a long time.
Speaking of people who played for a long time, that's who I have my shortstop, Cal Ripken Jr.
Yeah.
I did get to see him play once, so I was excited about that.
Mhm.
Me and my buddy were doing a little road trip down to Tampa, and I said we should stop in Atlanta since we drive through it, going there, and check out a Braves game. And it just happened to be there playing the Baltimore Orioles at the time. And we bought the tickets, and then the next day he announced he's going to retire. So we went back on, and there were no tickets available. So I'm like, fuck. I'm like,
Nice.
Atlanta's going to be sold out. So this is going to be fun driving around looking for, we didn't know about the T then. It was my first time ever being in Atlanta. What was that? 2001, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he retired in 01.
Yeah.
And so that was fun. I got to see him play. I would love to see his game room with all the shit that people gave him.
Mhm.
I mean, in
Right.
Atlanta, they gave him a pair of seats, I guess,
Yeah.
from Fulton County Stadium, and
Yeah, he
and,
made
and
the
a
rounds.
bunch of other crap. And I was like, he's gonna need a tour bus just to take all this shit home, because like he announced it. Well, I think it was right after the All-Star break.
Yeah, I actually got to see him play in Kansas City. It would have been in '85, so that would have been early on in his career. But actually,
was
I've got
still
him
playing
batting in the
third.
same spot.
I mean, short.
Same spot as you. 2 MVPs, Rookie of the Year, 19 All-Star games, couple of Gold Gloves, 430 home runs, 431 actually, almost 1,700 RBI.
And don't forget about the one home run in the All-Star game that they said they threw like a softball to him.
Yeah.
In Seattle. So you went Ripken there too?
Yeah.
Did you have him going? You had him playing short.
I hadn't. Yep.
Okay. I figured you had Brett at third.
Yeah.
Jay, who you got?
I actually went with Al Kaline of the Detroit Tigers. Yeah.
I have his
Kaline.
baseball- I have his baseball card somewhere.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he finished his career with 3,007 hits, 399 home runs, and defensively one of the greatest outfielders of any generation. He was underrated defensively, but I went with Al Kaline.
Can't go wrong there either.
No, that's
No,
good.
not at all.
I went with my catcher next, Carlton Fisk.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
2,356 hits. I know he batted 269. That's why I kind of like him at the bottom of the lineup. So
370,
my American League catcher.
11 All-Star games and a Gold Glove.
I'm glad Mark's able to pick up my slack today.
Well, that's all right. I've actually got him hitting ninth.
Like,
I've got
Like-
Edgar Martinez batting eighth is my DH.
ooh,
7 All-Star games, couple of batting titles, 312 career average, 309 home runs.
played with the kid.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually best friends still,
That's cool. You like to see stuff like that.
right? You can't go wrong there either. Those two were like the mini
Yep.
Smash Bros.
Yeah. That reminds me of a story for you, Jason. you were talking about Ken Brett earlier.
Yeah, what's that?
His nickname
Yeah.
in the family is Kemmer. And I don't know if a
Kemmer.
lot of people, Kemmer, because George couldn't say Ken. So he called him Kemmer. So he was always Kemmer. I was
All
on
right,
Twitter and I had written something about the Royals, and I got a comment from somebody named Kemmer Quirk.
Okay.
And so I replied to this person and I said, "Tell me you're Jamie's son." And he replied and he says, "Yes, I'm Jamie Quirk's son." And then
Oh my
I
gosh.
sent him another message and I said, "Please tell me you're named after Ken Brett." And he says, "Yes, I am." Like, that's awesome.
Nice. Right?
That's some good stuff. I mean, Mark, I'm sure you have. I mean, you told me some of your stories when we did the KC thing, but I'm sure you have so many more in-depth details and stories behind because you were the editor, the news guy, the writer.
Oh,
I'm sure
there are
you
stories
have.
from all of baseball, and the Royals have a lot of great stories. Every team does, if you look into the history of them. But that's one of the things that I really love about baseball is I've got all the Baseball Hall of Shame books, and they tell stuff about people that have the worst debuts or stuff like that. But like I said, that's one of the things I love about baseball is the stories that you can get from it. And part of that is because everything's not moving as quickly as a football game is or a basketball game. And you can take in some of those things.
Right. Jay, who you got batting eighth?
Okay, my number 8 hitter I have is Dave Winfield, and he's actually going to be my DH. Great career, primarily known for his main All-Star years were in New York with the Yankees, but obviously he was on the Blue Jays teams that won the World Series in '93. He played for the Twins as well. Actually came up as a National Leaguer with the San Diego Padres, but 283 career average, 465 home runs, 3,110 hits, and was a great three-sport star, was actually the only player to be drafted in the NFL, the NBA, and Major League Baseball. He was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings in football, and I think he was drafted by the old St. Louis Hawks in the NBA, if I'm not too much mistaken.
I don't have all the details in front of me, Jay. I'm sorry.
But so, Dave Winfield, my number 8 guy.
The guy that George Steinbrenner called Mr. May.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, good old George.
Yep.
So I'm hoping Ripken and Fisk get on. I went with a crazy pick for my DH. I went with Roger Maris.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
He only played for 11 years, but he made the All-Star game 7 times. I didn't realize his career was that short, but then I didn't really read on what happened to him, but I saw he died at only 51 years old. Obviously, I was not alive at this time, so
yeah,
I can't remember what happened to him either. But he had that one pretty good year, didn't he?
Yeah, the 61 home runs still stand.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
the 61 home runs still stand in the AL, which that looks to be coming to an end soon.
Yeah. Aaron Judge, man, he's on a roll.
He only had 275 home runs, but like you said, he only played 11 years, and he still had 3 World Series in those 11 years. So, yeah, I like Roger Maris right there.
Yep. My 9th spot, I've got Carlton Fisk. Almost 2,500 games. Played primarily catcher. We talked about him a little bit already. 11 All-Star games, Gold Glove.
Yes, sir.
Used to just irritate the hell out of Thurman Munson.
Jay, did you freeze?
Oh, can you hear me?
Just look like you
Sorry. Yeah, that's me freezing. Sorry, guys.
Nice.
I'm obviously multitasking, as you can tell.
So who you got in your 9th spot?
Well, I'm okay. God, this was Adam. I got to tell you, first of all, this was a truly challenging list. Thanks for bringing it to our attention, making us do this. But my number 9 guy, I got to go with Jeets. I got to go with Derek Jeter. Oh no, wait, I can't go with Jeter because he debuted in the mid early 90s. So I'm going to go ahead and defer.
97, I think. 96, maybe 95.
Yeah, Jeets was 95. So I'm going to go back to an old Minnesota Twin, and that's Kirby Puckett. He was the next guy I had on my list. I love Kirby Puckett. I mean, he was one of the toughest outs in baseball when he played. I mean, he was shaped like a bowling ball, but the guy was built like a cinder block, and the guy could play outstanding defense. The guy could run really
He could
well.
run too.
Yeah, he was a great runner on the base paths, and not to mention that he was a career 300 hitter. And unfortunately, he passed away when he was very young. He was in his early 50s when he died, but he was one of my favorite players as a kid. So, yeah, I went with Kirby Puckett, number 9.
And then you'll never forget the catch off the glass in the World Series.
That's right, man. That's right.
But that game 7 was phenomenal. John Smoltz for Jack Norris.
That's still I think the best pitched World Series game we've seen in the last 40 or 50 years.
And it went all 9 too.
Yes, it
went 10.
It seemed like they went pitch for pitch. It was Idol versus. I mean, John Smoltz idolized Jack Norris. He said growing up, said he had posters of him in his room and everything. So
Yep.
So I mean that game was well talked about. Mark, I feel like I'm telling a story like you right now because I did watch that probably a long time ago. I think it was a 30 for 30 actually.
I remember watching that series, and that was, like you said, that was one of the great pitching duels of all time.
Yep.
I wish the Pirates would have been there, but they can't beat. But they didn't win that year, obviously. Lost at home in Game 7. Had 3 hits.
Wasn't that the year that Bream scored?
No, that was the following year.
That was okay.
This was 91. They lost at home in Three Rivers.
Okay.
Yeah. Then 92, the Braves won again. That was the Bream Bonds era game. Anyway, let's not relive some shitty memories.
Right.
I went with someone as my closer that was 197 and 171, and at one point in time I guess he was a starter, but he still was 390 saves.
Yep.
And that is Dennis Eckersley. I know he gave up the home run to Kirk Gibson in Game 1, but whatever.
Easy, Jason.
The Vin call, the one that's never going to be forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jack Buck had a great call on that one too. Jack Buck famously said, "I don't believe what I just saw." So his was pretty good too. But yeah, Vin had the best. Vin was the best, man.
He just shut up, like didn't do anything. I loved it.
Yeah,
sometimes that's the best call.
Yep.
I think you and I are agreeing too much, Adam. I've got Eckersley as my closer too. And you're right, he was a starter early on. He actually had 100 complete games before he ever became a reliever.
Do you remember in Moneyball whenever they were trying to trade him for who was that?
Yeah.
Who was that?
I don't remember.
Ricardo Redcon.
Redcon, yeah.
I remember Ricardo.
They were in Double A.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how true that movie was, but was that trade really a thing?
Yeah. The trade was really a thing. The movie, as far as being true and factual, is in comparisons to the book, no. And also the character that Jonah Hill portrays, his name is real life is not Peter Brandt, but actually Paul DePodesta was the assistant general manager of the A's at the time. I don't know why they changed his name for the movie. Maybe DePodesta didn't want his name mentioned, but there's no guy named Peter Brandt who was the assistant general manager of the A's. It was Paul DePodesta.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah. Actual truth. Yeah. And actually,
you got your closer, Jay?
I got Raleigh Fingers, man. Got to go with the handlebar mustache. Raleigh Fingers. I'm sorry.
Didn't you have him in your National League?
Well, I initially had him at National League.
That way.
Oh no, Bruce Sutter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but Raleigh didn't start off in the National League, Adam. He started off with the Oakland Athletics in the American League.
No, I just thought you had him in the National League.
Well, I did initially also because he played with the San Diego Padres in the mid to late 70s before he was traded to Milwaukee. in 1981, I believe it was, and he helped Harvey's Wallbangers get to the World Series in '82 against the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got Raleigh as my AL closer.
Sweet. So who would win the game?
Who would win the game?
Yeah.
I have no idea, man.
It's going to be a slugfest, I'll tell you that.
I
Yep.
think with Nolan Ryan versus Sandy Koufax on my end, you got Carlton and Johnson on your end.
Yeah. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
It would. It would. I would pay big bucks to watch this.
I'll bet if you do, what is it, MLB The Show, you could probably just set that up.
I probably could. I probably
Run
could.
some,
I haven't
run
turned
some
on my
simulations for us.
I haven't turned on my Xbox in a while. I'll have to
I haven't
see. I
either.
don't know if I could do that or not. I'll definitely have to look into that.
Yeah, I haven't used mine in a while either. I'll have to look and see.
So you guys mentioned Kirby Pocket, Joe
Yeah.
Carter, Brady
You put Joe
Anderson.
Carter in there. Yep.
What's
Brady-
that?
But I'm kind of surprised that none of us mentioned Brooks Robinson. I have Brooks Robinson on my honorable mention list, but yeah, we got to find a way to stick Brooks in there. 16 Gold Gloves at third base. Yeah, got to put him in there somewhere.
Well, you talked about Detroit, Jay, and you left out Alan Trammell.
I know, shame on me. Well, and his double play partner Lou Whitaker. So yeah,
Yes,
shame
Lou
on me for
Whitaker
that.
Was, he was a MVP a couple years too in Detroit.
Yep, he was.
I mean,
You
Brady
mentioned-
Anderson could have been a leadoff hitter too, but he did have 50 home runs a couple years in a row as a leadoff hitter, which is highly unusual.
Yeah,
But he was part of that era.
I think that was his only really good years, wasn't it?
Might have been. No one mentioned Rafael Palmeiro either,
True.
or no one went as a catcher for Ivan Rodriguez.
Oh
He-
my God, how did I leave Pudge off my list?
He didn't come up until 91. I was looking at
Was it
him.
91? I thought it
Yeah.
was 88.
No.
Okay. All right, so that might be the next. That might be the next one. Maybe we'll just do all 90s with the next one,
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll work.
because some of them are still playing nowadays. Albert
I don't know if anybody from the 90s still would be.
I thought I saw a couple that were still playing. Maybe,
They'd have to be playing a long time.
right? Well, no, they started
Yeah.
in '99. It'd only be 22 years.
Yeah,
And if they started playing when they were 18,
it's a possibility.
with all the legal stuff out there,
Hmm.
unless you get caught like Tatis with cream. I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking.
It was a rash cream or something, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah,
something like
Oh.
that.
sure it was.
Ringworm.
Ringworm. Yeah, that was it.
Yep, it was for ringworm.
I'm sure, Jason, you were so upset that Tatis wasn't coming back.
Yeah, I was so upset that I was jumping up and down, screaming to the heavens.
Well,
Actually,
none of us- Go ahead, Jason.
It doesn't surprise me he got busted, actually, because his dad, Fernando Sr., got busted for steroid usage, too. So he doesn't exactly have the greatest of role models when it comes to anti-performance enhancing drugs, or at least abstaining from them.
I was just going to say none of us mentioned his dad, and he had 2 grand slams in 1 inning.
Against the Dodgers.
Oh, sorry. Didn't realize
Oh.
that.
Oh, that's okay, Mark. It's easy to forget that.
Didn't mean to bring that up for you.
What about
That's
Tony
what-
Hernandez too?
The pitcher that he hit the 2 grand slams off of was Chan Ho Park, by the way. Thank you very much, Chan Ho.
Yeah, there you go.
That guy had so much talk.
Yep.
He never
Which
really-
one?
Chan Ho.
Oh, okay.
I don't ever feel
Yep.
like he lived up his full expectation.
No, not at all.
He was good, but he wasn't great. I don't know if you guys remember this, but in the rankings of all-time great baseball brawls, Chan Ho Park involved in one of the best when Tim Belcher used to pitch for the Angels. Belcher was pitching against Park, Park was pitching. He beamed Belcher, and as Tim Belcher went to charge the mound, Chan Ho Park gave him a good old-fashioned South Korean roundhouse kick to the thigh. He went full Jackie Chan on him, and they both threw down. It wasn't as good as Nolan Ryan against Robin Ventura, but it was still pretty funny, though.
Were you there?
I was not at the game, but I still remember watching it on TV, and, Chan Ho thought he was Jackie Chan or something. He just laid right into Belcher, man. It was funny.
That had to hurt because back then it was the full metal cleats too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The biggest one that I remember is the Pirates and the Reds. You probably remember this one, Adam, when what was the Reds? Edison Volquez, when he put himself up against the backstop and just started kicking at people. I think he was playing for the Reds at the time, and he was kicking guys from the Pirates.
Okay. Yep.
I remember it a little bit, but whenever you said Reds, I was thinking.
That's right. I remember that.
I was thinking of the Yasiel Puig whenever he shouldn't even been on the field because he got traded.
That was years
2
later.
innings before that, and no one pulled him from the game.
Yeah, this has probably been 7-8 years ago when the Volquez thing happened.
Well, I mean, we used to get into fights with Brandon Phillips all the time.
I think everybody did. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the White Sox now. It seems like everybody just gets mad at them and starts throwing at them and winds up in a fight.
All right. Well, boys, we got anything else? We got anything else good to say? We've been going at it for an hour and a half. It's been fun. I mean, we obviously didn't get everyone's lineup, but that's all right. Maybe next time we'll just do all 90s to try and make it a little bit easier, maybe a little more competition.
Absolutely. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Let us know when it's going to be.
Down for that. Yeah.
And then Ryan hopefully gets better, and then we get Tom back on here. Next one. Maybe even Gina would jump in, throw in a little Will Clark in there. Actually, Will Clark be 80s, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Will Clark debuted in 1985 or 86, I think.
So, Jay, you were sitting high. Did you get the peanut guy? I meant to ask you that.
No, actually, I was sitting in the right field pavilions about middle up. So there's the pavilions go really high, which makes it look higher than what they really are. But I was sitting right in the middle of the right field pavilions, where there's just a wonderful view of the whole ballpark wherever you're looking at.
I only saw the one of you and your family.
Yeah, my wife and my daughter. I didn't get a chance to take a lot of pictures because I was so busy watching the Dodgers hit four home runs out of the ballpark off the Padres. That was great.
Sometimes you gotta love it. Sometimes you do have to put the phone down, you know?
That's right.
Yep.
So you guys excited for the Packers game this weekend?
Yep.
Absolutely. I think they're going to be better than what people think, and people are already thinking that they're going to be pretty good.
I have them at 13-4, 14-3, something like that. I still had them running the NFC North there.
Everybody's worried about the wide receivers, but I really think that Dubs is going to come through. Watson has been okay.
Yep.
So I think they're going to surprise some people with that.
Yeah.
Bakhtiari looks like he's going back.
I'm going to be curious to see what running back gets put out on the flat.
I think that's going to be Jones, and then they will have A.J. Dillon in the backfield.
Good, because I drafted Jones today in my Dynasty League.
I drafted Dillon. I've got him as a backup right now until I see what they're actually going to do with him. But they've also got some two-back sets where they'll be playing both of them in the backfield.
I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
The guy knows football, unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to be all right.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I hate to do this, but I got to duck out and leave. So I'll catch you later.
Jay, how people get a hold of you real quick?
I got to tell you that. So you guys can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @DodgerJason. Follow me, hit me up, talk baseball, football, talk about life, whatever you want. But follow me on Twitter @DodgerJason.
You know I will, Jay. We'll be back.
Yep, absolutely. Adam, had a lot of fun again tonight. Mark, always a pleasure. You guys have a good one.
Good to see you, Jay.
Take it easy.
All right, take it easy, guys. God bless.
You too.
Well, Mark, what do? You want to call it?
Yep, I'm getting ready to settle in, and the wife ought to be home pretty soon.
I was going to say the wife got to be getting home 16-hour days. Hopefully you ordered dinner or made dinner.
Now she works at a assisted living facility, so she usually eats whatever the old people are eating that night.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know what she did. It looked like she did something hospital wise, but I really wasn't gonna guess.
She
Yeah.
works basically 6 in the morning to 10 at night in assisted living, dealing with the old people or taking care of the old people.
That's what she did. Work 3 days a
She
week.
she just works 2. She works Sunday and Monday, 16 hours, and then she's pretty wiped out by the time she gets home Monday. But then most of the time she's got our grandkids at least on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
So she loves it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. Mark, how people get a hold of you, bud?
On Twitter, I am at RoyalsWS1985. 1985 is the year the Royals won the World Series. And just like Jay, you can get on there and talk baseball, football, whatever sports, love, life, smart ass stuff, music, whatever you feel like talking about. I do all of it.
I'm in. You know me. I'm in. Whatever. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. But yeah,
Thanks for having me
we'll
on.
get this 90s show rolling, and we'll try and kick it off. Well, we'll wait for the other two to get better too.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then we'll go from there. But we'll try and do it definitely before the end of the season.
Absolutely.
I know it's coming up quick, so.
Yep.
So let's do it. Well, Mark, thank you once again for coming on. You're becoming a regular. I love it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I enjoy doing it.
Well, I'm glad. Well, hey guys, I am Sports Talking It. You can find me on Twitter there. Also find me on Facebook, @McNally, @NotAdam, or you can find me under Adam now too, since they opened that account back up. But hey guys, we're gonna have a good one, and if anyone wants to say anything about our lineup, is more than welcome to challenge us. I guess I don't know. But all right, guys, have a good night, and thank you for tuning in.
Good night.